in the affirmative, and the bill, as amended, is passed.
All right, everybody. After 24 hours or so of work on this bill, Vice President Harris there being the tie-breaking vote on the Senate floor today, it seems as if we have confirmation from the Vice President herself. The Inflation Reduction Act has, in fact, passed today, with all Democrats on the floor voting in favor of the passage of this bill, along with the Vice President, and all Republicans voting against the passage of this legislation. And of course, now this will go to the House on Friday. Let's listen in once again to Senator Schumer, who will be speaking.
Got to compose myself a little here. Every senator knows an undeniable truth. We can never do what we do without our amazing, incredible staff. They work behind the scenes. They never fall under the spotlight, but they do incredible work nonetheless. Now that we've finished passing the Inflation Reduction Act, I want to applaud all of the staffers. We already applauded them, but that's good, who made this possible. The hundreds of staffers who serve in Senate offices across the various committees. I want to thank every single one of them for their remarkable work in passing the Inflation Reduction Act. I will submit their names into the record to honor their achievement and preserve forever the role they played in bringing this bill to life. And I ask unanimous consent to have the names of all of the committee staff who contributed submitted into the record.
Without objection.
To the floor staff, particularly the parliamentarian who worked so hard under not easy conditions, and especially because we had to do so much in such a short period of time, we thank you so.
What's up, you guys? It's Steve here, and there you have it. A little bit under 2 hours ago, the breaking news unfolding that in the Senate, they have finally officially passed the reconciliation bill after over a year. This has finally been completed, and this is a huge, monumental moment for our economy and Congress. Now, we're going to be seeing what unfolds after this. I've let you guys know here on the channel. I'll keep you up to date on stimulus checks, legislation, what's happening in Congress, our economy. We've heard executive actions now are going to start rolling out. We're going to hear about other proposals as we get closer to these midterm elections. This was a key pivotal moment here. Now, this is going to be moving on to the House, where we're hearing it's likely going to be passed on Friday. Then after that, it'll go to the president's desk to be signed into law. And this is the reconciliation bill that was formerly the Build Back Better bill. And take a look at the headlines with me really quick, you guys. At long last, the Senate has passed the sweeping climate legislation. Live updates. Senate passes the climate and tax bill after a marathon of debates, and they went out throughout the entire night, over 24 hours in the Senate with this, and the U.S. Senate approves the bill to fight the climate change, cut drug costs in a win for Biden. And very quickly, take a look at some of these articles, you guys. After years of stagnant climate policy, months of excruciating political negotiations, and a marathon weekend of back-to-back voting, the Senate passed the Democrats' sweeping climate and healthcare bill on Sunday. Here's another one that says, August 7th, the U.S. Senate on Sunday passed a sweeping $430 billion bill intended to fight climate change, lower drug prices, and raise some corporate taxes, a major victory for President Joe Biden that Democrats hope will aid their chances of keeping control of Congress in this year's election. And we heard Senator Joe Manchin say that all of their efforts are for these elections. He says he's very aware of that, and he said that he hopes that a lot of people can see, though, that they are trying to help out with the climate and help America, and we're hearing more provisions are going to be on the way. It also says after a marathon of 27 hours of a weekend session of debate and Republican efforts to derail the package, the Senate approved the legislation known as the Inflation Reduction Act by a 51-50 party line vote, with Vice President Kamala Harris casting the tie-breaking ballot vote. So there you have it, you guys. It is official. Finally, the reconciliation bill, known as Build Back Better before, it has passed in the Senate. So this is a done deal in the Senate. Now moves on to the House. If there are any modifications, the reconciliation process must start over. But we're hearing that all Democrats are on board to get this through finally, as they want to see things done. Now, there's been a lot of speculation about what will this bill actually do. Will it, in fact, reduce inflation? There's a lot of people claiming that it will, but it'll take a little bit of time. And there's those that are claiming that no, this is going to increase inflation. So now we're going to find out what this bill is actually going to be doing, because it looks like this is going to get passed into law here very soon. Now, also, as I mentioned, we're hearing that there's going to be a chain reaction, a dominoes effect. After this passes, there's a ton of things hinging on this. Now we're going to be seeing what President Joe Biden does in the form of executive actions, as we had heard that whatever didn't make it in there were provisions that were of his economic agenda, they were going to come through executive action. We've heard the first of which is going to be addressing the $10,000 of student loan debt being wiped out and extending out the student loan moratorium. So we're hearing that we could be expecting this in the upcoming days. Now, in addition to that, child tax credits, those monthly payments to parents, we've seen this provision come back to the table. Bernie Sanders actually recommended it as an amendment to be included in this bill. Didn't make it in. Also, Bernie Sanders has brought back to the table $2,400 increase annually to Social Security, and they want this to be a $200 monthly payment. This was originally proposed in the reconciliation before, and also stimulus checks. Fourth federal level stimulus checks to everybody in the nation. We had heard of $2,000. That has been stripped out. Now we're hearing calls for $1,000 checks, $600 checks, monthly gas checks, recession checks are being mentioned. However, the White House still on the fence about a recession. They're saying the economy is strong, even though we've had 2 consecutive quarters of pulled back GDP. Now, we will see. We're expecting a lot of things to start ramping up now, especially with the passage of this bill. This is huge for Congress and our economy. Now, you guys, I've got some video footage you're going to be hearing from Senate Majority Leader Chuck Schumer as Democrats in the Senate are celebrating the passage of this bill, and I'm going to let you see it for yourself. Now, also, wanted to mention before we dive into the video footage here, I checked the website this morning. Over 6,000 people now have signed up at www.reliefroadmap.com to get access to all stimulus checks across the nation. I pulled in some people to help me out with this, and they said, Steve, you're insane. This is an incredible task, and I know, but you guys, I want to make sure that everybody has access to this. It's pretty ridiculous how difficult it is to track down all of this information, but we're going to assemble it all into one place, because a lot of people think there was only the federal level checks. That is not the case by any means. There's city, state, county checks going out all the time. I literally have over 20 of them just in the state of California alone, and there's some in Florida, some in Texas, some in New York, New Jersey, all across the nation. There are stimulus checks, but you got to know about them. In many cases, you got to apply. You've only got a limited amount of time to do it. You got to be eligible. You got to know all of these resources, and tracking them down can be a nightmare. Well, I'm going to put them all in one easy place for you. So if you haven't already, go to www.reliefroadmap.com. August 22nd is my tentative drop dead deadline. I want to have everything ready for you guys. The entire list, a community page, everything at your easy to access. So keep an eye out for that, you guys, coming here very soon. Just bear with me as I assemble everything. But with that being said, let's take a look at this video footage of what Senate Majority Leader Chuck Schumer had to say after finally passing this bill after a year. But before we do me a quick favor, smash the like button if you appreciate the updates. If you want to stay up to date, it's totally free. Why not hit the subscribe button, turn on the notification bell. Any specific questions, shoot them to me in the DM on Instagram at SteveRam3. Consider joining my second channel, Steve Ram Finance, to learn about growing wealth and personal finance. More content coming, as I know we're in a recession. We've got 41-year high inflation, a potential housing market crash. A lot of people are wondering what they should do, how they're going to navigate these turbulent economic waters. I pray that that channel is a blessing to you as well. And with that being said, you guys, let's take a look at the video footage at what Senate Majority Leader Chuck Schumer had to say.
As you know, it's been a long, tough, and winding road. At last, we've arrived, and we are elated. Every member of my caucus is elated about what happened, because we've changed the world in a way that you rarely get an opportunity to do that. With the Inflation Reduction Act, this Senate Democratic majority has achieved what countless others have come to Washington promising to do, but ultimately failed to deliver. And I am really confident that the Inflation Reduction Act will endure as one of the defining feats of the 21st century. And we did it without a single vote to spare. To do something with 50 votes is rough. To do small things with 50 votes is rough. To pass such a major piece of legislation with only 50 votes, an intransigent Republican minority, a caucus running from Bernie Sanders to Joe Manchin. Wow. And I give such credit to my caucus. They are amazing. They pulled together. Throughout these last few days, every senator I said, please don't offer this amendment, don't vote on this because it could pull apart the bill even though you might need it. Just about every single person cooperated. And it's amazing. I'm just so, and you could see how happy everybody was if you were in the gallery when the bill passed. Our bill reduces inflation, lowers costs, creates millions of manufacturing jobs, enhances our energy security, and is the boldest climate package in U.S. history. The Senate has now passed the most significant bill to fight the climate crisis ever. And it's going to make a difference to my grandkids. The world will be a better place for my grandchildren because of what we did today. And that makes me feel very, very good. Very, very good. This is sort of like the creation of the EPA and the passage of the Clean Air Act half a century ago. The legislation marks a turning point in our nation's commitment to protect our planet. And the Senate has finally also taken on Big Pharma and will, after decades of trying, be able to negotiate lower prescription drug prices. The Inflation Reduction Act is going to lower prescription drug costs for seniors, and that's been ever since I got here. In the Senate in 1999, we've been trying to do this, and finally we have, in a major way. And don't forget, we capped the price of insulin for seniors on Medicare at $35 a month. This was added to the bill yesterday, and it's a big, big win for millions of seniors. According to CMS, 1 in every 3 Medicare beneficiaries has diabetes. 3.3 million Medicare beneficiaries use one or more of the common forms of insulin. In 2017, Republicans passed legislation that added $2 trillion to the deficit using reconciliation. This Senate, the Democratic-led Senate, has passed a bill that does all of the above and still reduces the deficit by hundreds of billions of dollars. And Joe Manchin was alert to this problem early and left his real imprint on this bill with deficit reduction.
Well, there you have it, you guys. After a year and a half of negotiating, they have finally passed in the Senate the reconciliation bill. I know a lot of people lost hope on this. It's just been going on back and forth for so long with Manchin and Sinema and Schumer, and they actually finally did it. Can you believe it? Let me know. A lot of people I know thought that this was never going to happen, but they came through, and that's usually the way things work in Congress. Got to be honest with you. Same thing that people have said with stimulus checks and other provisions. They say it's never going to happen. Usually, whatever the deadline is, the actual, drop dead deadline, that's when they get it done by. And we're expecting there's going to be a lot more coming here very soon. And you guys, I'm going to keep you up to date every step of the way. But what a way to end the day. I hope that this reaches you well. I hope that this video is a blessing. That is the latest. And if you made it this far and you haven't already, don't forget, smash that like button for me. Helps out the channel a ton. Thank you so much. Also, leave your comments. Share this out if you want to stay up to date. It's free. Why not? Come join the Ram fam. Hit the subscribe button. Turn on the notification bell. I'll keep you up to speed on everything going on. Any specific questions for me, shoot them to me in the DM on Instagram at SteveRam3. Consider joining the second channel, Steve Ram Finance, to learn about growing wealth, personal finance. And if you haven't already, what are you waiting for? Add your email at www.reliefroadmap.com to get access to the comprehensive list of all stimulus checks across the nation that I'm assembling right now. We're also going to have a community page. I'm going to keep you guys up to date on every new check as it comes out. You can know about windows of eligibility, what's rolling out, state, city, county budgets. Keep you up to date on everything. Don't miss out on anything, because a lot of this, it's really hard to track down. I'm going to put it into one easy place. But with that being said, you guys, once again, thank you so much for joining me. I hope you have a blessed Sunday evening. I'll catch you in the next video tomorrow. Take care. God bless. This is Steve.